fished it pretty thoroughly, fishing it both with like crankbait, shaky head, drop shot, football head, wobble head, and I never had a bite on it, on the point. Okay, so this week I go back, and this has been 5 or 6 days later. Same conditions, the water clarity's the same, water level's pretty much the same, water temperature's the same, everything's the same. And we go there today and they're loaded on there. You know, we caught a bunch of fish on there, caught a bunch of nice fish on there. It was just crawling with bass everywhere on it, on the same technique, same type of deal, no different. And so what is it, you know, that makes in a time span of less than 1 week, when you have conditions that are the same, for bass to move in and out and in and out? Because on this, also on the same point that we caught them on today, but we didn't catch them on 4 or 5 days ago, and 4 or 5 days before that we caught probably 5 or 6 on it. What is it about some areas that just hold bass one day and they're not there the next? This has to do, guys, with what I call highways, like underwater highways, and these are the type of areas that you want to concentrate in. This particular point that I'm talking about, it's bordered, both sides of the point have a cove. It's a point that leads into 2 coves. So in other words, there's 2 coves that you can go into on this point. If you're on the point, you can go to a cove on the left, you can go to one on the right. These coves back in there are really good spawning areas in the springtime of the year. And then out on the end of the point, there's some deep water nearby. There's deep water access to it. So in terms of finding high percentage areas, this is what you have to look for. You got everything a bass could need. You've got spawning habitat close by. You've got points with access to deep water that allow the fish to move up and down on. They can suspend out in deep water. There's so much available to them. And that is why, like on good areas like that, once you find areas like this that are high potential areas, this is typical for what that happens. It's like one day they're there, one day they're not there. That is because these bass are moving in and out. They're constantly moving in and out. Sometimes they're out in deep water during the daytime, and they'll move up shallow to feed at night. Sometimes some current generation can cause the fish to bite, sometimes wave action. The only thing different today than we had last week is, you know, at the time of filming this video, it's July 3rd. So there's a lot of people down there just on pontoons and wake boats and jet skis. Water is really choppy. Sometimes that activates the fish too, gets that water moving a little bit. So the point of the video is what I want to talk about is when you're looking for good areas